but I think that there encompasses what I was trying to say about the churches is like, God's objective might not be to make me a better person, but it feels like many churches' objective is that I would be a better moral person.
Yeah.
And so that accentuates or maybe inflames the unsettledness one might feel with going into their church and saying, I got a real problem here and I'm hurting really deeply. Well, you're probably going to be met with one of two things. You're going to be met with, you're unsafe, let's get you over here. Or a combination of, well, you just need to do these things and become a better person. That's the messaging anyway. And once you do, you won't be addicted to that thing anymore. Well, if I'm already addicted and I'm already desperate and I'm already in a dire way, it's suffocating and it is entrapment to me to get to be presented with more stuff that I got to do. Because that person that's addicted already is wildly aware of all that they need to do and probably all that they ain't getting done that's maybe driving the addictive behavior in the first place. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but you've told me this before, and it has become sweeter and sweeter to me, man, the older I get. Like, weary souls and desperate people don't need more good advice. They just need good news.
Yeah.
So, role play here. I'm addicted. I've just come into your office. I've told you, hey man, I'm addicted to this, this, and this. These are all the problems in my life. Show the viewers, how do you do that? Let's say I have a friend, maybe Ben or Sean or something comes in, they go to lunch and they say, hey Sam, I'm dealing with all this stuff. And I'm crushing this much alcohol, or I'm doing this much, I'm taking this much codeine every night to numb the pain. What do I tell that friend? What do I do in that moment?
Well, first thing I tell them is, God's not mad with you. He knew about this all along. And He has anticipated this problem. And He's paid a high price to solve it. And if you will get in harness with Him, you'll find the solution. So I would try to build hope, whatever I could to do to build hope. It's like, this is not a hopeless situation. Mm-hmm. You are a great candidate for a trophy of grace. And that's what God is trying to make all of us. He's not trying to make us models for morality. Mm-hmm. He's trying to make us trophies of grace. So that when people look at us, they go, wow, I'd like to know the God that did that to him.
Yeah.
So I want to build hope in you that you're not hopeless, and that God has anticipated this, and that He has not just a general solution, but a specific solution. He knows that longing in your heart, your particular heart, that's causing you to go here. He knows that. He feels that. And He's willing to be with you in that. And if you're willing to be a partner with Him and walk with Him in it, there is a solution. I would also say God's solution is always a community of faith. Mm-hmm. One of the lies that we have bought in Western civilization is that salvation is an individual thing. It's you and Jesus. You got to be just with Him, whatever. But when we're saved and we're born again, we're born into a new family, into a new nation, to a new race. And you don't live alone. Mm-hmm. You are vitally connected with other people. Yeah. And so I would say, what is your relationship with a community of faith? Do you have a group of people? And then we would probably get to this conversation. It's like, yeah, but they expect me to be better, and
I've been burned before.
I've been burned. They're judging me, and I can't live up to it, and whatever it's like. And so I would want to stop you right there and say, I wonder if they really feel that way, or if you feel that way and you're projecting that on them.
That's good.
Because the crowd, the noise that affects us most doesn't come from the outside. It comes from the inside.
Yeah.
It's that condemnation. You're expecting them to judge you. You judge yourself, and you're going, I am not living up to. And so they think that too.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me going, you're not a very good person. So I'm not going to venture that, because if they say that, I can't handle it. So you judge them.
Yeah.
And you prevent them from being. So yeah, it takes some guts to walk into a group and go, I'm not okay. And you'd be amazed that there's some real Christians out there who would go, okay,
Yeah.
you're okay with me? Come here.
Yeah, that's good. Sounds too good to be true. I hope you're right about all that.
Yeah.
What can people do practically to foster that that environment in their own community of faith? Like, I talk to pastors about this sometimes, some of my buddies who are pastors, because I know they long for their churches to be safe places. I know you and I have talked about Tullian a number of times, but I know that's something he and his wife Stacy long to cultivate in their church, is that this is a safe place. I know many other pastors that feel the same way. What does that look like? So you're speaking to a layperson who wants to cultivate their own faith community, their church being a safe place, and not this walled out, morality palace.
Yeah. How
do you cultivate that?
Well, by being honest yourself. I don't know a shortcut,
Okay.
It's,
Take some risk.
you got to take some risk. First of all, you listen. I'm increasingly, as I get older, I'm increasingly appreciating that verse that said, be quick to hear, slow to speak. I think most of my life I've been quick to speak and slow to hear. But to listen, because everybody wants to tell you their story.
Yeah, they really do.
They do.
And they want to tell you about their kids and their grandkids.
True. But everybody's hurting somewhere. And that's not a bad thing. Because if you're hurting, that means He's getting you ready for mercy.
Yeah.
And so everybody's hurting. So just know that going in, everybody's hurting. So if I can position myself so that I can listen enough so that when they start telling me their story, I don't slough it off, or I don't judge it, of course, but I go, oh, okay. And then I can, and once I hear their story, I can be vulnerable and tell some of my story.
Yeah.
And that causes the connection to start. And I don't know, that's the only way I know you do it, Sam. I know you can't make a program for it. I mean, I can say, I know Tullian's done some of this, and it works if you already have enough relationship. We say, okay, men, y'all come on over to the house Thursday night, and we're gonna sit around, we're gonna talk, and it's gonna be, we ain't gonna say, if you're here, you can't say anything that's ever happened. It's safe here.
Yeah.
You can tell anything. Sometimes you can do that, but usually you have to have developed some trust before you can do that.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah. We tend to just want a solution to the problem. And the solution to the problem from God's perspective is always an encounter with Him. We want a solution to the problem without an encounter with Him.
Yeah. What's like a descriptor of an encounter with God? How do you know you've had that?
Well, you could give some markers, like when you've encountered God, Paul always started his letters off with grace and peace be unto you. When you've encountered God, you are aware of grace and peace. So it's like there's some sense of rest that's happened. There's some sense of somebody's taking my case. Somebody's listening to me.
Yeah.
They care about me more than I care about myself.
Yeah.
When you're aware of that, you've encountered God.
Okay. That's good.
Hey, thanks so much for watching today. I really hope you were encouraged. As you know, we share all of our content at Kerygma Ventures for free, and we'd love to continue to be able to do so. For those of you who are already a part of our team, thank you so much. You are allowing us to produce this kind of content to share online. And if you're not a part of our team already, then click on the description below and you'll find our website. There are a variety of ways to give, and we would love to have you be a part of the Kerygma Ventures family. Thank you so much.